Let's go into our news of the week, which is brought to you by Eagle Mortgage, eaglemortgagecompany.com. They know mortgages like really nobody knows mortgages. Been doing it for about 30 years. And like we always say, if you are thinking about buying a house this spring or summer or anytime, go get that pre-approval letter from Eagle Mortgage. It's tough out there. You ever notice so many of those houses that are for sale, they say coming soon? Why do they do that? Because it's a tight market. They want to whip up a frenzy of people trying to bid all of these crazy amounts of money. It's competitive. You need a pre-approval letter from Eagle Mortgage so that you can stand up in this battle and get your dream house. You can find them in person at 114th and Davenport or online at eaglemortgagecompany.com.
So instead of a duck call, you got to make an eagle call.
That's right. Like, let's say you want to win the battle for the house that is listed for sale where Warren Buffett started Berkshire Hathaway like 1,500 years ago. You're going to want a pre-approval letter from Eagle Mortgage.
Do you think that, so it's going to be listed at $799,000 and you'd think that somebody from out of the country or something is going to bid. If people are spending $5 million, $8 million to have lunch with them for charity, don't you think someone's going to spend $1 million to buy the house?
Yeah, actually, yes. I could see something like that happening.
And then turn it into an Airbnb or
like
something.
the most expensive Verbo house in Omaha, and they marketed it. Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not? I think they're setting their sights too low at $790,000.
It'll turn into a bidding war, I'm guessing. Plus, it's right around Berkshire Hathaway weekend.
Yeah, do you think that's a coincidence?
No.
I don't either. Jorge's shaking his head no.
No, I think it's going to go for $5 million. That's
Hold on a second. There. Say that again. Your microphone was off.
It's going to go for $5 million.
All right, I'll take it. I'll take under.
Could take the unders. I don't know. Don't set your sights low. All right, guys, let's get into the news this week. First of all, we had the announcement that the Siena Francis House is starting their tiny house development. This is really cool. It's a chance for people who have experienced homelessness to get into a house. And these houses are indeed tiny. They'll be right at the corner of, 16th? And I think it's Charles or Nicholas or something like that. Right up there, just in the north side of North Downtown, if that's accurate, north side of North Downtown. But at any rate, there's going to be 50 of these houses, and they indeed will be little, 275 square feet. Like a lot of times the hotel
6
rooms.
6 foot height ceilings.
No, the ceiling height I think will be normal.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think like the average hotel room is about 300 some square feet. So they'll be small. But if you've ever seen like the tiny house thing on television, they make it uber efficient. Your kitchen is blended in with your bedroom.
But wasn't that the craze like in 2009 or something like that? And Occupy Wall Street and all that kind of stuff was going on, and people were putting houses in their parents' backyard. And
well, I think a lot of times the tiny house thing, if I understand correctly, started with the environmental movement, people that wanted to make the limited impact and all that sort of thing, or they wanted to have a limited impact on their budget.
Are these for sale or for lease? Or for gift?
Now you're starting to ask specific questions that I didn't prepare.
Okay.
But there are going to be 50 of them. We know that. It's called the Cottages.
Right, let's go back to what
Charles
you know.
Street. And thank you for exposing me.
You got it.
All right, guys, the city of Omaha is beginning a pedestrian safety pilot project in May to slow traffic in the Blackstone district. So we're going to have unsignalized pedestrian crossing treatments that kind of give motorists this, if not overt, subliminal message that you should slow down. They're going to take, instead of having 2 westbound lanes and 1 eastbound lane, they'll have 1 of each with a turn lane in the middle. And the goal of all this, fellas, is to enhance safety, because we've had some pedestrian incidents in the Blackstone
I'm totally
district.
against that.
It's just going to be a life-size version of Trenton clinging to the Blackstone Hotel.
Your mic was off. Can you say that?
It's just going to be a life-size, or maybe double life-size version of Trenton clinging off of the Cottonwood Hotel.
Like King Kong and the Empire State Building?
King Kong style, exactly.
That'll help.
So that will make it safer?
It'll slow people down.
Because I'm thinking people will be staring at...
You're going to be like, what the heck?
My butt will be out in the street.
What the hell is that up there? You're good point. But
throw him back. He's dying.
in all seriousness, gentlemen, this has been a bit of an issue because we got a lot of bars there. People have a good time. It gets late at night. People aren't paying attention. Motorists are going. I hate that word, by the way. Motorist drivers are going through faster than they should be, and so this is probably something that we need to do. So, if you do spend a lot of time in the Blackstone district, you may notice some subtle changes.
And wear bright colors at night.
And one of those traffic safety vests. So another thing that really encouraging, there's going to be a $50 million inpatient pediatric behavioral health facility going into a Manual. Of course, Manual is part of the CHI Health family of hospitals. 36 to 40 beds for children and adolescents age 5 to 18. Been a big shortage of these sorts of services in the metro area, so encouraging movement there.
Kudos to Ken Stinson, a community stakeholder and the CEO emeritus of Kiewit. We'd love to have him on the show to talk about it.
Kind of a similar story to that. Community Alliance, a nonprofit that has been providing mental health services for 40 years, has announced plans to expand services and build a 120,000 square foot headquarters right at 71st and Mercy Road. Now, the only negative I see about this, Brad Williams, is they're going to take down a 5-story building that was built in the 60s. I think it looks kind of cool. But this is a great move for making Omaha a healthier and safer place.
Yeah, definitely going to lose some height on that corner, but it sounds like what they want to do needs more of a hospital or clinic type setting and not an office setting. So.
Yeah, and you may have seen the renderings online or in the World Herald. Real attractive building that they're going to build there. The current facility is at 41st and Leavenworth by the Med Center. I would imagine the Med Center might have use for that building once Community Alliance leaves, but we shall see. Okay, cool project coming to the area around 23rd and Howard Street. This is an effort by Arch Icon Development and New Style Development. They're going to build the Howard Apartments, $28 million project, 6-story building, 120 market rate apartment units with 132 indoor parking stalls. So if you go to this 23rd and Howard Street area right now, you'll see a surface parking lot. But then kind of on the south side of the lot, there's the Urban Indian Affairs office, and it's Nebraska Urban Indian Coalition. And that organization is in the process of moving its offices to 23rd and N Street in the heart of South O. They built a 4-story apartment building there just a year or two ago. So they're going to they're renovating a building where their headquarters will move down in South O. So this will be a really, really nice project, Jorge.
And Arch Icon also they built the new space. So
in South O.
Yeah, they renovated the building, they built the housing. So good deal for them, good relationship they've had going, and I mean it worked out because now we get a really nice development on their current site. So.
And if you guys, if you haven't been to this 23rd and Howard Street area, it was a project that kicked off maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. They took a bunch of small apartment buildings, some single family houses. They upgraded them, renovated them. There was a group of investors involved. If I remember, I think Indomitian Sioux may have been involved in that project, if I remember correctly, as a minority investor. And they call it the Flats on Howard. And it's a really cool area. I've noticed it in recent months, maybe about a year ago. The garage flats on the west side of 24th Street there was done. This will kind of fill in that area. And it's a part of downtown that a lot of people don't think of because it's kind of tucked away back there behind the energy plant. But it really is a sign of what I think you're going to see more and more of in our downtown, midtown area with all of these urban core efforts to bring 30,000 new residents there in the next 20 years.
And you can almost consider it like the west side of the Flatiron District, because as you start heading east, you hit the Children's Museum, you hit then the real Flatiron District down there. And, these are going to be market rate, but there's going to be a lot of affordable housing as well. It's going to be a really mixed income environment down in the Flatiron. So it's going to be a really great, watch that area in the next 5 years. It's going to explode.
And, it's interesting that you mentioned the affordable. That's one thing we do really need a lot more of in the downtown, midtown area. nice, newish apartments that are affordable. Yeah, we want to keep building the market rate stuff because we want to bring in those upper income retirees and empty nesters. We want to bring in those upper income young professionals. But if you don't have housing in that area that can provide places for everyone to live, because you need workers at all of these businesses. You don't want to get to the point where you're like, downtown. Of course, we're a long ways away from being downtown San Francisco, but you don't want to get to the point where all your stuff is so expensive that no one who works in all your fancy restaurants can afford to live nearby. So that affordable housing set-asides inside the urban core will be very, very important, and mix that all together. It's exciting stuff.
If you like this video, be sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And remember, Grow Omaha is not just media. This is a mission. We are trying to build up Omaha and make it an even better place. We can only do that with your help. Share this video with your friends, neighbors, and family.